25 years of impactful journalism. Hello, good afternoon, and welcome to the Midday News. This bulletin is coming to you live from the Joy 99.7 FM studios here in Kokomlemle at digital address GA0993341. Also live on Love 99.5 FM in Kumasi, affiliates across the country including Kekeli FM in Ho, Clenham Radio in Bato, and Kesmi FM in Tamale. It's on ABN Radio in London and around the world at myjoyonline.com. The news is brought to you by UMB Bank, UMB Speed Up, DigiBank, Let's Go, and Telesol 4G. Just a touch. In this edition, police in Kumasi arrest one more person in connection with alleged rape and murder of community nurse there. We'll bring you details and hear from the grief-stricken husband seeking justice for his wife.
Was somebody crying on the phone? Then I realized that my wife had been murdered. Was somebody crying on the phone?
We have details now. Child rights advocates condemn management of Ejusuman Senior High School over the expulsion of 7 female students captured in viral video containing sexual innuendos.
They have disrespected the right of students in the face of this matter. And for me, my Ghana Education Service must take it up and deal with it in a manner that is appropriate.
More people continue to die in accidents, 7 alone this past weekend. We hear from them as the MTTD is urging drivers not to apply their brakes or accelerate immediately after a tire burst.
Take your leg off the accelerator pedal and you should continuously have full grip of the steering wheel and have full visibility of traffic. And take your leg off the.
It's our Arrive Alive campaign, and we hear from the finance minister as he adds his voice to the campaign to end the carnage on Ghana's roads. In sports,
we'll hear from renowned WBC boxing judge Atta Edipapu as he urges the Ghana Boxing Authority to reduce Patrick Alote's 6-month ban.
And it's 4 days more to the Joy Love experience at the Labadi Beach Hotel, and the Love Poem Challenge becomes keener as Finance Minister Ken Oforiatta describes his love for his Valentine.
5 times oversubscribed Eurobond. She represents over 10 times oversubscribed. I've been so blessed.
Wow. Do stay with me for details here on the Midday News. I am Emefa Apawu. And we start off from the Ashanti region because police there have arrested one more person in connection with alleged rape and murder of a community nurse. Ruth Eshen, a mother of 3, failed to return home after close of work last week. Her lifeless body was later found a few meters from her house the following day. She was a community health nurse stationed at the Seria Health Center in the Ashanti region. Her grief-stricken Kwejo Ahin, that's the husband, is yet to come to terms with the gruesome murder of his wife. He wants swift investigations into the matter. Listen.
I was looking for my wife when she didn't return home. So in the night I didn't sleep. I roamed through Kumasi. I moved from emergency hospitals to police stations all around. So I was at Minshia Hospital. I received a call. First, I was told that they found the ID card and a checkbook just in a bush about 150 meters from our house. After that call, within 5 minutes, I received another call asking me to quickly come home with somebody crying on the phone. Then I realized that my wife had been murdered. I feel very sad. Even when you are angry, you're fighting with her. She'll tell the part. Sorry. I know I can find my wife. My wife cannot be brought back to life. But I'll be so happy if the perpetrators are arrested and punished according to law. So I want the investigation to be swift.
That's husband of Ruth Ishen. Now, the hashtag Justice for Ruth Ishen has been trending on social media with calls for the police to arrest the perpetrators. The Ghana Registered Nurses and Midwifery Association has also released a statement condemning the gruesome incident. My colleague Erastus Asari Donko has been following up on this case and joins us with more on this. So, Erastus, we are learning that 2 more persons have been arrested. Who are these individuals?
Well, I understand 1 person has been arrested. It adds up to 2, the number arrested so far, including the one whose phone was found at the crime scene. The second person who was arrested yesterday is yet to be identified, and the police are still holding on to information at the moment. They say they want investigations to thrive ahead and to a certain conclusion before they'll speak to the media.
Well, you've been speaking with the family, however. We've heard from the husband. He wants justice as well. How's the rest of the family taking the news?
It's been very difficult, especially when you have the mother of 3 children, and she takes them to school every day. The children's school is closer to her workplace, so now the onus lies on them to find another school for the kids, and the kids are also coming to terms with the loss of their mother, and the youngest keeps asking of her, and he's yet to come to terms with the fact that she's no more, and she's no more coming home.
And you interacted with members of the community where she lived. What kind of person was she?
Very calm, innocent. He's somebody who will do something for the community. That day when she died, she had come in from a public health campaign against rabies for the community. That's the sort of person she is, and people speak so highly of her.
You have my colleague Erastus Asari Donko, and the hashtag is still on Justice for Ruth Ishen. Meanwhile, the Ashanti Regional Security Council is cautioning residents, especially women, to be cautious as incidents of murder cases increases. This year, 2 women have been killed by unknown assailants, with recent one being the nurse that we've just spoken about. Now, after 5 similar incidents, all involving women, were recorded last year. Regional Minister Simon Osei-Mensah, speaking to Love News, will not accept that there is a trend, but says investigations are underway. He reviews police and military patrols have been increased as lightening of dark areas remain high on the agenda.
When you start doing soup and then parading them, people get frightened. We want everybody to go about his or her normal duties without fear. The region is safe. Once in a while you experience these things. All over the world, I don't think we have a country or city that will say that for maybe 10 years, 3 years, there won't be any crime. The most important is that we should be able to reduce it to the barest minimum, if not eliminating it at all. The crime rate as compared to previous years has come down. It's unfortunate that we've experienced such a crime and then happening to a nurse. The police is still investigating the case, and when they come out with the final report, I can give you full briefing as to what happened.
But there seems that to be a trend where a lot of women are being targeted. If from what happened last year and 2 in this year.
See, what happened last year is not conclusive, but you know, some of these prostitutes, when we go around and start arresting them, people complain, but we continue. You approach a lady in the night, you don't know the lady, they take them away, they go and do whatever they want to do with the lady. Sometimes payment of money, anything at all can happen. You don't know the person who is coming to pick you. There are some of them we've not even been able to trace where they come from. You remember there were 2 that were killed around the report area. One of them we couldn't trace the parents, you understand it. And we suspected they were prostitutes, and after they've gone out with some men, maybe nobody knows whatever happened, and the next day they were found dead. So we are pleading to especially the ladies that they should be careful. Somebody comes for you in the night, wherever the person takes you to, you are not aware, and that person can do anything to you. So we have to be extremely careful.
But that trend has been identified that women are being targeted.
No, I cannot say it's any serious trend. How many did we experience last year or 2017. No, those things they said 5, they were not actually 5. Some were different issues. If for instance I have a problem with my wife and then I kill my wife, you can see it's part of the trend. We are talking about the 2 that were killed outside around Abripo. Somebody who killed the wife, shot the wife. Can you attribute it to maybe such type of killing? No. So it was actually 2, and the 2 happened at the same place.
You heard the Ashanti Regional Minister Simon Osemensa. Let's stay a while longer in the Ashanti region, because barely 24 hours after a letter addressed to the Ashanti Regional Directorate of the Ghana Education Service announcing the sanctions against the students was released, some child rights advocates have condemned the actions taken by school authorities. Ejusuman Senior High School expelled 7 students who were captured in a viral video engaging in sex talk, an activity the school deemed to have tarnished its reputation. According to the authorities, parents of the affected students consent to the decision to expel them, but Executive Director of Child Rights International disagrees. We'll hear from Mr. Apia shortly, but first, let's go live to the Ejusuman Senior High School, where my colleague Ohiming Teria is currently. And Ohiming, you've been interacting with students, residents alike. What really is the talk in town regarding this particular incident?
Thank you, Emefa. The issue of students having recorded themselves in this explicit sexual video seems to have generated controversy, and it's talk of the town in the Ejuso community here. Students are discussing it on campus, just that they will not speak on record. Teachers are also concerned, and school authorities are equally concerned, and they say once they have referred the matter to the regional education office, they wouldn't want to comment on the matter again. But the regional education officers, they want to exhaust all disciplinary measures available at its doorsteps before it will comment on the issue. But I must say, traditional authorities are not happy, and they want school authorities to set up, to institute measures that would some sort of cleanse the school's bad image that has also affected Ejuso as a traditional area, MFA.
Now, I mean, this is the same school, Ejusuman Senior High School, that last year an investigative report, revealed that there were some alleged sexual abuse cases on campus. Remember how one girl testified that she was forced by her teacher to stroke his manhood until he ejaculated as punishment. Do we know the status of that investigation? We know that some teachers were transferred and all. What has happened to it?
Yes, MFA, the background to this story was that some 8 students accused teachers of the school for sexually abusing them after a leaked sex video went viral, and GES took the matter up. 4 teachers in 2018 were sacked from the Ghana Education Service. 4 others were also put on transfer. So among the 4 was a non-teaching officer who we are told was an accountant of the school. And I do recall that Isaac Amponsa, Moses Asma, and Adu Asare and M. Osei were the teachers who were found guilty in several acts of sexual misconduct and immoral relations with the students. So that was the decision that Ghana Education took in 2018. And this same school has also been engulfed with this sexual misconduct, this time around involving students.
Well, that's my colleague Ohiming Teria, but we can hear from some residents of Ejuso.
Nowadays, the way and the manner things are going at Ejusuman is becoming unbecoming. Looking at the issues concerned about the indiscipline in the school. So, as a good citizen, I'll urge the school authorities so that they will put good measures in place, or they will apply the necessary sanction to those perpetrators, so that no one will go and do same to tarnish the image of the school. I'm from Ejuso. If you go to Accra, some people will ask you, we have a lot of friends, they will call you, my friend, what is going on there? And then you may not have anything to say, and then they will be now laughing and teasing you.
You heard there some residents of Fiji. So meanwhile, the Office of the Regional Director of Education in the Ashanti region has declined comment for now, saying it will release an official statement to address this issue. But Executive Director of Child Rights International, Bright Appiah, believes the school authorities erred in its decision to expel the students from the boarding facility.
What they have done is just a byproduct. You are just seeing things that are going on in their lives, things that have built up in their lives, and they are showcasing a bit of it. But it is your responsibility to dig further, to know what exactly is making the children to behave the way they are behaving. And that is what institutions are mandated to do. The school environment is a constitutional right of every child, and nobody has the right to change it whatsoever. All you can do is to ensure that children follow regulations, abide by it, and you are able to deal with matters that relate to them. Then they become upright.
Clearly, the school had any decision to expel this.
They've had, and the fact that they have even published the name of the children stand for it clearly shows that they have disrespected the right of children in the face of this matter. And for me, my Ghana Education Service must take it up and deal with it in a manner that is appropriate.
You heard that Child Rights International's Bright Appiah, and they are not the only group against this move. The Africa Education Watch has released a statement. Joy News editor Araba Kumsin joins me with details of the statement. Araba, what does it say?
So the statement gives 6 bullet points to buttress their point. In paragraph 4, the group notes, quote, punishing girls by sacking them from boarding school only places them in hostels without any parental or school control. This, the group says, exposes them to further delinquency and harm from society. They say a positive discipline strategy must reform offending students rather than exposing them to even higher levels of truancy. The group finally calls on the Ghana Education Service to take a second look at deboardinization as a form of punishment for students and adopt progressive sanctions that actually reform offending students.
So that's a statement there, and thank you very much, Joy News editor Araba Kumsing. You're still listening to the Midday News here on Joy 99.7 FM, and we go on to some other stories now. Special Prosecutor Martin Amidu says he has begun investigations into the Airbus bribery scandal. It follows what he describes as reasonable suspicion of corruption and bribery in the deferred prosecution agreement between the European aircraft manufacturing company Airbus and British Serious Fraud Office, in which Ghana was featured. In a statement issued today, Mr. Amidu said the relevant domestic and foreign public institutions have been contacted to assist in the investigations. There are already calls for the public officials mentioned in the court documents to be prosecuted, but a private legal practitioner, Bobby Banson, says the case of corruption must be established first. He spoke on Newsfile last Saturday.
What I think would determine whether or not there was actually corruption, irrespective of the fact that money had been paid and received, was whether there was a value for money analysis. Because for me, that would be the conclusion of the matter. Because in one of the debates, and I've read the Hansard, Papu Uswan Command asked the question, who did an independent due diligence for the government of Ghana? And the answer, according to the Hansard, was, it has been done. Up to date, I don't know whether government of Ghana ever did an official due diligence. Because Airbus is not a charity. If they are paying 3 million euros to secure a contract, definitely that 3 million euros will be part of the cost. And so the government will pay. So if it comes out that, listen, the government of Ghana ordinarily would have paid 5 cedis for this aircraft, or we had a better offer for 2 cedis from company X, but because of the interest of government official one and his brother, we ended up paying 8 cedis, then of course it will be conclusive that the purpose of the money, and it ended up achieving that purpose, was to get a contract at a price or at a value that ordinarily would not have.
Now, Joy News checks have reviewed companies registered in the UK and in Ghana, which may have been involved in the Airbus bribery scandal. According to the UK Crown Court documents, Intermediary 5, a relative of a top government official, and Intermediary 6 incorporated a company in Ghana on December 7, 2019, and in the UK in February 2010. My colleague Daniel Dazi has been following this. I had an earlier chat with him, and I first asked him what he gathered on the said organizations.
So, Emefa, according to the UK Crown Court's documents, the SFO found that the company formed by intermediaries 5 and 6 was incorporated in Ghana on 7th December 2009 and in the UK in February 2010. So we set out to find out which company satisfied this description. On the 7th of December 2009, 53 companies incorporated in Ghana. Among them were Masao Limited, Gold Aircraft Maintenance Company Limited, and Gold Aviation Academy. Now, some of these names are similar to companies registered in the UK. So, for example, a Masao Limited was incorporated on the 14th of July 2011. Gold Aircraft Maintenance Engineering Services Limited, 10th April 1997. However, DDUM Limited was incorporated in the UK on the 10th of February 2010. So we went back to the Registrar General and asked them a bit more about DDUM Limited. It had 3 directors, namely Nana Kweku Donko, Company Secretary, Philip Sean Middlemas, Director, and Samuel Adam Mahama, Director. Sources at the RGD say the company is not in good standing. It last filed annual returns in 2011. However, companies are often able to carry on their business in Ghana, albeit illegally, even when they are not in good standing. We went on to check online, and those checks revealed that DDUM Limited was incorporated in the UK with 3 directors: Leanne Sarah Davis, Company Secretary, Philip Sean Middlemas, Director, and Samuel Adam Foster, Director. These 2 companies have some things in common. Apart from sharing a director in Philip Sean Middlemas, its registered address in the UK, 6 The Square, Ringley Chase, Whitefield, Manchester, is the same address Middlemas gave as his usual residential address when he presented himself to be director of DDUM Limited in Ghana. Our further checks on the directors show that Samuel Adam Foster had the same address as Samuel Adam Mahama, 19 Avenue Road, Penge, London.
So who is Samuel Adam Foster?
Now, Emefa, our checks reveal that his occupations were director, facilities manager, and event officer, among others. Now, you would recall that in the Crown Court documents secured from the UK, and I'm quoting from paragraph 173, Intermediary 5 is described as someone who has no prior experience or expertise in the aerospace industry. A CV provided to Airbus in 2011 listed Intermediary 5's employment before 2009 as an events manager for a local authority, director of a football merchandising company, and a facilities manager for an estate management business.
Now let's talk about Philip Sean Middlemas.
Well, a simple Google check, Emefa, revealed that Middlemas is a television and radio actor who played in the series Coronation Street. He played the role Des Barnes in Coronation Street, and also in paragraph 174 of the Crown Court's documents, a CV that Intermediary 6 provided to Airbus in 2011 listed his pre-2009 employment as a UK television actor and film director.
And you have the Super Morning Show host Daniel Darcy giving us more on the Airbus controversy. This is the midday news. We'll take a quick break. Our top stories: police in Kumasi arrest 1 more person in connection with alleged rape and murder of community nurse Ruth Eshen, and more to come. Also, people continue to die in accidents, 7 alone this weekend. We'll hear from the MTTD, who is urging drivers not to apply their brakes or accelerate immediately after a tire burst.
Take your leg off the accelerator pedal, and you should continuously have full grip of the steering wheel and have full visibility of traffic.
And it's 4 more days to the Joy Love experience at the Labadi Beach Hotel, and the Love Poem Challenge becomes keener as Finance Minister Ken Oforiatta describes his love for his Valentine.
5 times oversubscribed Eurobond. She represents over 10 times oversubscribed. I've been so blessed.
UMB was established in 1972 as the premier bank for the corporate and private sector in Ghana. From our very beginning, as the only Ghanaian bank serving all categories of businesses, we set a standard for excellence and innovation over the past 45 years. We've built a financially healthy and strong bank, demonstrated our commitment to our customers and to growing businesses, and exhibited originality and innovation at every turn. At UMB, our focus is built around people, service, products, and technology. These are the key to our present success and our future triumphs. At UMB, we're poised to make a difference not only with our customers, but also in the banking industry. We invite you to share in our future. Our future starts now with you.
All right, people. This is Kwabna, and the 14th of February is a love experience. Come, let's chill. Come, let's hang out. Come with your partner. Come with your loved ones. Come with family. Come with everybody. It's a love experience once again on the 14th.
To buy your tickets for the love experience with Becca and Kwabna via Momo, just dial *920*50#. Select the buy ticket option and select option 3 to purchase it. I'm in Maumrani,
It's the midday news. You enjoy 99.7 FM. Time now for sports. Hans Mensarando.
I've never done this, a shameless thing like this before, but it has happened, and what I'm here to say is I want to applaud on every Ghanaian, because without Ghanaians, players and their support, practicality will not go anywhere or won't be able to fight boxing again.
So that's former WBO Africa junior middleweight champion Patrick Alute apologizing and pleading for clemency after the Ghana Boxing Authority handed him a 6-month ban for assaulting a football fan at the Accra Sports Stadium. Now, renowned WBC international boxing judge Atai Dipapo has added his voice to heavyweights who are urging the GBA to soften its 6-month ban on the boxer. Alute was given a sanction following an incident of physical assault on a football fan during the Ghana Premier League Week 6 game between Hearts and Kotoko. Atai Dipapo made the suggestion on the Joy Sports Link with Nathaniel Lato.
I've actually met Patrick Alute just on his way home right now.
Okay.
There's a lot of remorse on his face.
Yeah.
I mean, I spoke about 5-10 minutes with him before coming over here.
Yeah.
I'm not advocating. I'm not suggesting that what he did was right. All what I'm saying is the punishment, meted out to him is a bit too harsh.
Okay.
I mean, there's a whole lot of people out here in this country who believe boxers should not throw hands or boxers should not fight outside. That is not true. That is not the issue. The issue is boxers are human just like you and me, and they have the right to defend themselves anytime they are attacked. In the video clip, I think I saw Patrick being provoked, and there was a scuffle. And after the scuffle, something happened. I mean, as a boxer, you should have, be disciplined a bit. You should have, restrained himself and be a little bit disciplined, not to throw hands, because boxers' hands are very little.
So that's Atai Dipapo speaking. Meanwhile, Alute has been arraigned before court today, and he's pleaded not guilty to the charge of assault. He was granted bail to the tune of 100,000 Ghana cedis with 3 sureties, 2 of whom should be public servants and deposit his passport at the court registry. He should be reporting also to the police every Wednesday. The case has been adjourned to the 25th of February 2020. That's your sports.
Thank you very much, Hans. It's time now for our Arrive Alive campaign, and more deaths have been recorded every weekend on the country's highways. Only this past weekend, 7 people died in 2 accidents in the central and eastern regions. On Saturday evening at Dominase near the Commander Junction in the central region, a vehicle veered off the road after a tire burst and landed in the ditch with some passengers trapped. The Motor Transport and Traffic Department has been offering some advice on how to avert accidents. Here's Director of Education and Research of the department.
Take your leg off the accelerator pedal, and you should continuously have full grip of the steering wheel and have full visibility of traffic. And when I say have full grip of the steering wheel, it means that one of the hand is not disengaged. Keep to your lane, don't slam the brakes, have full grip of the steering wheel, and then take your leg off the accelerator and try as much as possible at the same time that you have full grip and controlling the vehicle. You begin to maneuver with your gear, but never try to slam the brake. Allow the engine to run to a halt. When that happens, you shouldn't apply the accelerator, you shouldn't apply the brake. Just take off your leg from anything and don't brake. Don't accelerate. You don't attempt to use the mechanical handbrake when you are on speed and your tire is also best. You do that, you roll over and die quickly.
We've had instances where you find
drivers driving vehicles on the road with the tires completely worn out. Some of them also the tires very smooth, making it very difficult for friction to actually take place when they apply the brakes or anything. We want to find out from you, what is the proper care that drivers can give to their car tires?
Tires should be a safe tire, and the safer tire per our safety requirement is a tire that is not manufactured for more than 4 years.
You have Alexander Obeng, his Director of Education and Research of the Motor Transport and Traffic Department. Meanwhile, Finance Minister Ken Ofori-Atta says quality road transport infrastructure is very critical to ensure road safety for all passengers. He's worried about the increasing number of deaths and how it can be kept.
So we have to make the roads better. So that's structural. Attitudinal, true, but there's a way of building the roads which makes it a lot safer, more light, etc. But year 49 is just too many to start the year. We are deploying more resources, and that would be helpful. But then it comes on to whether we are also ensuring that people who have driver's license truly go through the training that is required for that. So some vigilance from DVLA is going to be required.
Observe and anticipate other road users and use your mirrors regularly. That's for our Arrive Alive campaign. And in 4 days, lovers will be serenaded by love music duo Kwabena and Becca. Not just that, you'll also get to wine and dine and a night stay at the plush Labadi Beach Hotel plus breakfast on the beach with your Valentine. That's what you get when you buy a 700 or 2,000 Ghana Cedi ticket from the front desk of Joy FM. Whilst you prepare, the Love Poem Challenge is getting keener. And guess who was joined? Finance Minister Ken Ofori-Atta.
Amazingly, we got married on February 14th, 1993, and so it's a very special day for us. I don't know how I can capture it, but I just can't see a life without Angie, and it's difficult with the type of work I have, but I think she's just shown immense strength and support that I truly treasure. 5 times oversubscribed Eurobond. She represents over 10 times oversubscribed. I've been so blessed.
Charlie, I wish I would become an oversubscribed bond. What's trending on social media?
All right, so people are talking about hashtag Valentine breakup line in order to save money so that they don't have to spend on their Valentines. And Sawa Michael says, I told you to wait for me at your place and you're standing at your junction. You don't respect me, that we are done. Hashtag Valentine breakup line. This one is from Mr. Seram, who says, why didn't you knock before entering the bathroom? My ancestors could have been bathing. You don't respect traditions there. It's over. Hashtag Valentine breakup line. And last one is one godfather who says, honey, I miss you. You call me honey, meaning my mom is a bee and my whole family is full of insects. It's over between us. Hashtag Valentine breakup line.
I respect all your rules. Valentine's Day just around the corner. Labadi Beach Hotel is where we're all going. And that's it for the midday news. I am Emefa Apawu. There's more news when you log on to myjoyonline.com. Do have a great working week.